So you can see how I'm starting to build up shapes, right? And like I say, this is going to be different for everyone in terms of how long it takes or whatever. And if you're in a rush, just forget it, right? Like if that's what you're after, like if you're trying to achieve a scene with balance, you got to think it through hundreds of times. Like you got to move stuff around. You got to sort of give birth to it, so to speak. You know, there's sort of a gestation period, and then after 9 months, the baby comes. But you know, after 9 months, you know, the scene comes, right? No, I don't plan it'll take me this long. I've been thinking about this anyway in the back of my mind during the previous few years I've been working on this layout. But this is the idea. I don't want this to be exactly like the prototype. I want the grain elevator to be just like the prototype and only maybe half of the parking lot. I don't want, like, prototypically the whole parking lot goes way past this foam, and there's no way I'm doing that. I'm not dedicating all this area just to an empty gravel parking lot. And since I can't really model a slope the way I would like on the west side, which is this is the way it looks in Langley, there's sloping and then farms and barns all in this area. I'm compressing and I'm bringing it more forward, and I'm compressing this scene because I want this rural farming scene with the grain elevator and the sloping hill with alfalfa probably in this case growing. But you can see how I'm using foam. I'll move in a bit closer. Okay, so you can see, so this is just a bunch of scrap foam that I've had. I just went digging for it from past projects, etc. I'm cutting, snapping pieces, getting it roughed in. I like to do it this way. I like to carve later. So what I'll do is I'll use PL300. This is the correct adhesive, by the way, for foam. Okay, and the trick to this is you take two pieces of foam, you put a bead, you stick it together, and you pull it apart so it gets all webby, like cobwebby. You let air into it, and then you close it again. Rub it like that, and it's good to go. When it cures, it's never coming apart. You can glue foam together that way and foam to wood. That's how I've done all the other previous foam to wood application on River Road. And then once this is all cured and solid, I'm going to start carving by hand with Olfa knives, like I did as a professional in the film industry. I've done it thousands of square feet, it seems, of foam in the past when I was young and dumb. But and then I'll be putting a thin coat of this active, a fast mash. You can use cell clay. There's different derivatives of this, but really what it is just commercial paper mache, and I'll be covering this. People have mentioned, you know, how do you get this, what's out of view now, but this kind of textured sandy soil look, that's what this stuff is. And you can practically just paint it with earth tones and shades, and you don't even have to put ground material down, apart from foliage, I mean, like just the actual groundwork. It looks really cool. But that's what I'll be doing. But once I get this blocked in, then I'm going to establish the road. Like there'll be a road probably going up here and up and around the barn, and then a tree line here and trees back here. So there'll be this nice cozy barn. The farmhouse is off the footprint. It's behind somewhere, or out of view over there somewhere. And then you can see how I have the track here. You see, this is why I want this down, so I can visualize the whole scene and find the balance with which it takes time. It takes time to do this, and this is where you should spend your time and learn to spend your time. Like I'll go to sleep tonight or whatever, and then tomorrow I'll look at this and go, well, maybe this, you know, maybe I need another piece on here. Maybe it needs to be higher. I don't know, but I'm feeling pretty good about that because I've already played around with this quite a bit. But this, it's really important to me to get this slender slope about a foot before I hit the grain elevator. If I can just swing the camera around gently, you'll see here. So here's the grain elevator partly built. I'm going to build the other half of it, but you can see it's based on the prototype exact. I measured it before they tore it down. So, but that's going in for sure. This is from my original warm-up piece, Glover Road, but I want to build this particular area more prototypical like this. Like here's the main, and then there's a spur over here. That's how I want to model this, and then there'll be trees back here and stuff. And at least enough room for trucks to turn around. And then, of course, crush crescent, and then beyond the end of this will be section 4 and 5. So yeah, this is the part, and you can see just in closing here, Ipex Plastics will be over there. That's a lot larger space than you realize. It doesn't look like anything now. It looks like just a flat plane behind the pink foam there. But this would be a ridge with trees, right? But then when you're viewing further over here, you'll see Ipex Plastics in there and so on. So it's quite a large area down in there. And I want to hide the far end of it. Like the tracks, like just go, because actually on the prototype, this spur, the longest spur, goes all the way down to Draco Building Supplies, where they pull or drop supplies off down there as well, along with the plastic pellets at Ipex Plastics. Okay, so I'll be poking away at this and other things as well, okay?